a strength switch right at 10:30. So 10:30 opens high, creating a strength switch. What do you also notice about 10 a.m.'s low? It's not made from a key level. So if we mark out 10 a.m.'s low, like 10 a.m.'s open, all we did was really engineer a failure swing. And we have the gold pairs hitting this low like 3 times. So this would be like a triple sweep. This is like super low probability. This is really just failure to manipulate of this internal low. So you'd really anticipate the next draws, which is this low, and then the external low. So when 10 a.m. opens high, there's no key level, right? So we know 10 a.m.'s low is unprotected. We're opening high. We're creating this strength switch SMT with silver. I just had the Forex pair pulled up, but it's the same thing on silver and gold because right here, there's that 90-minute shrink switch sequential. From there, I just dropped to the lower time frame. We have there was like a 3-minute CISD. I thought this was a little bit far, especially when I was looking at it. Especially like this would just be like kind of a larger move. It's just like a larger CISD, like compared to like this or something. Like this is a more shallow retracement, while this is a like large candle to engulf. So again, same thing as last night in Asia. I'm on the 1 minute. We got this CISD, and we got this gap. So you can really take it here. I didn't see it. I had left to go eat, and I just had an alert at this low. So, wait, no, it's this low right here. I had an alert at this low. So I had left to eat. I had left an alert at this low. We hit this low, and then I like opened the market and kind of just market executed because I had the framework. But yeah, so I enter there, right? We have our low time frame V shape. We have a gap. We've already hit the gap and kind of started displacing away. So I short there. I think my fill's around here. I put my stop again on the wick high because there's no reason for me to do some stupid shit like this or like above the gap when I have like insane RR to the low. Like there's no reason. You don't need to do that. So I was just looking for this low. It's about 7.5 R, but I was taking a poop right here. So we like edged the low right here. I thought I was gonna get like break even, just because it was like kind of V-shaping, but I go poop, come back, and we hit the low. So by the time I was back, I was like right here, so I just manually closed. Like if I just hold here, it's just like gambling. Like I don't know if we're gonna fail to manipulate that low, so I just close. That's why you guys see me like have a weird close up here. Yeah, so that was New York, and now for Asia. So in New York, after we expanded into that low, what we see is PM session forms a what? Reversal candle. So PM is forming a reversal candle. What would we anticipate from Asia? To continue from around EQ of this range is exactly where our wicks made. We just expect continuation from the previous candle's range. And then when you look at silver, what does silver have? More of a consolidation candle. And it actually ends up running out the low, creating a 2-stage strength switch PSP, right? Because gold is below this low, while silver is not. And then gold prints bearish, runs the low, silver prints bearish, runs the low, while gold does not. So there is a 2-stage shrink switch. We also have multiple sessions of expansion. So right, if we're using the 6-hour to view our sessions, we have Asia expanding, London expanding, and now New York expanding into a relevant level. We got a shrink switch. We can anticipate retracement. Where would be the first place we could cap it off? In this gap. So this is where I would be TPing on this trade. Dropping down. So we have that 6-hour 2-stage and a shrink switch. We got the lower time frame. We have a 30-minute candle 2 closure with that SMT. So we get a 30-minute C2. We're also leaving failure swings off this high, right? So we pump up at 8 p.m. and kind of engineer a high before we're running that low. So if you look at this high, right? Very close proximity to the other draw. Like this. Super close proximity highs. So we don't really trust trading away from failure swings. Again, silver has a slow. We have a shrink switch. Now we're looking at the lower time frame signatures. Again, here, what's super far away? This 3-minute CSD, it's super far. Like I mean, the 5-minute, it's super far. Like you can't take this like and expect to win, or at least have good RR, right? You're longing up here. Say you play a retest, like where are you putting your stop? Like it's just all over. There's no way you can get RR to the 6-hour gap. So I again prefer to enter on the lower time frame here, but I'm going to be looking for the same signatures. So what do we get down here? a V shape. We inverse this gap when we look at this retracement, right? So if we look at this small range we just made from this low to this high, we don't want our tracement to really dip below EQ. What does it do? It hits EQ perfectly in this gap, creates a propulsion block. At the same time, let's look at silver signatures. What is silver doing? Okay, we're going to pull up the forex pairs just so you can see it better. What is silver doing at this low? It is also V-shaping. And there's a small SMT here as well in the silver triad. So look at silver. Silver runs this low. The silver forex pairs don't. And then we V-shape. So from here, we're pretty good, right? We have a 2-stage and a shrink switch. And then here on gold, I took this failure swing propulsion block, but again, these opposing runs are like small, which is exactly what I want. But I still want to cover the invalidation, especially since I have RR. So I kind of long here on the CISD, but I actually put my stop at this low. Just because I have really good RR this high. So I end up TPing at this high. You know, my fill is going to be a little off just because this is like saying I got a perfect fill, but around 3R there into that internal high. And then ideally I'd look for a short because I assume this is just trading daily protraction, right? Because we have a 6, right? We would just expect continuation. We wouldn't expect to just like reverse off this low. But we got the retracement, so now we're in the 6-hour gap. So again, if I was looking lower, it'd be in the 6-hour gap ideally. Again, we can kind of go through why I'm not in a trade right now. What's the signature when we hit the high? A consolidation. There's no reason for me to enter in like choppy bullshit. Neither for you guys. So basically what I wait for here, since this asset is consolidating at a high, what is this? Failure to manipulate. So now I know silver probably has to get there, but looking at this, right, we know this is a consolidation, which I am not going to engage in pretty much ever. So we'll just see how Asia ends up. But if you guys have any questions, you guys can feel free to at me in chat. Don't DM me. But yeah, other than that,